as a country, first and foremost, notwithstanding the ease of doing business, we need to understand where we are in our economic history, some of the strides we've made, juxtaposed to the sort of politics that we've had over the period. And at some time, it was very state-driven, and now it's very pro-private sector-driven. And the important thing beyond the ease of doing business, how do you make business function seamlessly in your own country? So what are the barriers that you think will make business function better? And I don't think there's a better indicator of that than business themselves, not government. Because government's real role is to create the environment and let businesses run. And if businesses are not running fast, then the presumption is that there's something that government is doing right. And I spent some years at the AGI as chairman of the finance, and the first thing that comes in front of you is bureaucracy. Secondly is policy formulation and implementation. That very often the private sector is not at the table. So the policies that are made with a view to what government thinks it should do, but not to what the business does. And government's view is also that those policies are made with a view to opening up the business sector. And very often you don't have consonance or convergence in the two. Mm-hmm. So one, like I said, bureaucracy. We need to, as a country, reduce a lot of the bureaucracy, which I believe the current government is working at with the digitalization process to remove as much human intervention in the citizenry dealing with government. So everything is technology driven. That's one. And then the other one, on the policy front, I think the voice of the private sector needs to be heard more and more in policy formulation. And I like to liken it to some terminology in technology where you have something you call sandboxing, where you want to try something, you isolate it, try it first, and when it works, you take it out to the market. And I think maybe government needs to take a sandboxing approach with policy to test. But the difficulty, of course, is that when you're in a competitive politics environment, everybody comes with this idea of how to run the economy. And so they may differ from government to government. Some may be more pro-statism than pro-private sector. Now, the third is how deeply do you engage your private sector in government business? And a case in point where this is found wanting is in the technology and digitalization space. And I must concede that government has made a lot of strides here right now with a lot of programs taking place. There's a lot of private sector intervention. But I dare say that government needs to do more. Now, the reason why you have Silicon Valley and other places thriving is because the American government itself looks to Silicon Valley to produce solutions. Now, we haven't created that critical mass of technology solutions internally over here, such that I know that if government wants to do maybe payroll processing or a bespoke payroll processing program, they would find programmers and developers from Ghana. And so we need to also, by and large, what I'm saying is we need to find real homegrown solutions to our unique problems.